Hello and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Pen. And today, today's meal is going to be pulled pork. So come on down and see how we do it. Okay, as you can see, I have a joint of pork here. This is a joint of pork shoulder and it was £5.99 from Tesco's. I am going to cut it into half because this will do us 2 meals. Half for pulled pork today and half for a roast pork on Sunday. So I'm just going to cut it into half and then we'll be back. Right then, nice and simple, 2 halves. That's for a roast on Sunday. That will be vac packed and popped away. And then we go to this one. I'm going to take off the string and I'm just going to cut this into 3 pieces, I think. And when it's cut, I'm going to throw it into the bowl. Which is just there, you can't see it because it's off camera. Right, into the bowl go those 3 pieces. I need to wipe my hands again and wipe here because I'm putting a bowl on here. Now I've got 3 pieces of pork here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a load of this butt rub on. So I did say a load, and just massage it in all the way through this pork, and then I just need to leave it for a couple of hours just to, I'll cover the lid, I'll put some cling over here, and it's just so that we can get some flavour going in this pork straight away. So I'm going to let this marinate and then we'll be back later. Right then, I've got the pressure cooker on and it's on sear saute, and I'm just going to add the pieces of pork that I have had in the rub, and I'm going to brown those on all sides. In here I have some chicken stock, about 400ml, and I've put into it 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Just going to take the pork out now. And I'm going to add in some of the mix here to deglaze the bottom of the pan, because it has got quite gnarly with all those bits of the barbecue. Right, so I'm going to go back in, switch it off of sear saute, don't need that now. Go back in with our pork, because I've deglazed the bottom, there's nothing there. I'm going to pour on a bit more of the rub. Right, now we're going to go in with the rest of this liquid, trying not to take the rub off of the pork. And because we're going for barbecue, I've got the liquid smoke, so I'm going to put a dash of that in too. And now we shut the lid, we move across to pressure cook, and we'll go for a natural release, and we're going to want this to cook for a good hour, maybe an hour and a half if you've got more. So I'm going to go, let's go for an hour and 15. No, right, okay, for a start I've made sure that my vent is shut, and that is the pulled pork sorted. The pulled pork has got about another 40 minutes to go, but I've been busy. I haven't peeled, I have chopped and parboiled. Do you remember the challenge last week? And I said I'd got 2 potatoes left, didn't I? So these are the 2 potatoes. So I have peeled, I have parboiled them, I have cooled them, I've sprayed them with some oil, and I've added salt, pepper and smoked paprika, and they're going to sit there quite nicely until it's time to cook them. And I'm going to be cooking those in the air fryer in the Ninja Pro. I have also made some coleslaw with, funnily enough, carrots that I had left over from last week, cabbage that I had left over from last week. Today though I did use a red onion. And then we're going to have some sweet corn. Now the sweet corn was 80p for each ear from the local market. What I've done, I've taken it all out of its leaves, pulled off all the hairy bits, and I've cut it in half because I think a whole sweet corn might be a bit too much for us today. And I've got a pot of water on the stove, and I'm going to boil those, and then they'll be finished in the air fryer alongside these fries. So dinner's coming along nicely. Our pressure cooker has finished, and I can now switch the fan off so that you can hear me. And any moment now I'm going to take the meat out, pop it into this bowl, there we go, and then we will shred it. So I've opened the vent, lift the lid, I mean it's bubbling away like nobody's business, and we'll take the meat, and it is literally falling apart, which is what we wanted. We want it pulled, don't we? The fat has come off most of the meat, which again is absolutely fine because we don't want that. I suppose I should have really taken it off before we started, and that way I could have crisped it up, but hey ho. Right, the juices that are left in the bottom of there, I'm going to put back on sear saute, and then we're going to oh, it's so warm in here. We're going to shred the pork, and let me just show you, that's the fat, so don't want that. So come down and we'll shred the pork. Right then, so we get 2 forks and we hold them back to back, and look, you can see that is just pulling apart beautifully. And then when this is done, it will go back into the pot with these juices that are bubbling away, and I will add some barbecue sauce. Pork pulled is going to go back into here. You could make your own barbecue sauce. We do have a recipe on the Facebook page, In the Kitchen with Pen, or you could be like me, and today at least, and just add your favourite barbecue sauce, and this is the one we're using today. Right. That's looking very nice. So we are done. Switch that off. And we're going to, oh, talk about timing, eh? You can hear it bubbling away, can't you, even though I've switched it off. Right, This is then going to go into here, and I'm going to put it onto our rolls, which again I have actually toasted. And by toasted, I don't mean put in the toaster. I buttered them and then I put them face down on the flat plate so that they toasted up nicely. So I'm going to dish up and you can come and see it when we're done. Well then, there we go, pulled pork. And do you remember those onion strings that I made? Well, I had some left over, so all I've done was pop those into the air fryer for a few minutes to warm through. So I'm going to take Steve's through and then we can have a taste. Right, Steve's got his, so time to try mine, isn't it? So, do you know what? Rather than taking a bite of the bun, because I know I'm going to go all down me, you know, it's just my trademark. I'm going to try some of the pork straight from the roll. And toasting the roll means that it doesn't get soaked with the juices and fall apart, theoretically. Oh, well, that's nice. So, that's really nice. I know they're not the wedges that we're trying. I didn't show you the wedges, but so thanks for watching this episode of In the Kitchen with Pen. If you make it, please let me know. Any comments, write them down below. More than happy to reply, and I'll see you again very soon in the kitchen with Pen. Bye bye. Thank you for watching this edition of In the Kitchen with Pen and
Steve.
If you like what we do and would like to subscribe, click this icon.
And if you'd like to see more of what we do, click this icon.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again very soon in the kitchen with Pen
And Steve.
Bye.
Keep cooking. And cut!